Well, good evening and a happy new year, Yaz and Karim. First joint cop talk of the year. Professor Yaz on the show and Spaceman Karim back from orbit. I like it. Okay, so listen, today, for me, I wasn't confident before the game, and it proved right not to be confident because what I saw, the highlights I saw of it was terrible. But it's what we've been seeing all season. I mean, apart from Man City in the Community Shield, Man City at Anfield, and Bournemouth, I don't remember another game we played well in at all. There's been flashes of good play in certain games, but we don't play for 90 minutes anymore. We can't sustain that level anymore. So, listen, for me, I'm at a loss. I don't know what the hell has happened here. And seeing as Yaz watched the whole game today, Yaz, kick us off, man. What happened, man?
Good evening, guys. What happened? Good question. Who knows what happened? Who knows what's happening? Just very, very abject performance. No energy. You get the feeling that, like you said before the game, that, I don't know what's gone on. We're playing Brighton away, we're playing Brentford away, and I'm not going into these games expecting to win. We were second best to every ball. There was no urgency about our play. The leadership seems to have disappeared from our side. The pace, it's just I don't get where we're at. I really don't. I'm really, really lost with it. Listen, Mo Salah is going to go down in history at Liverpool for being, a record goal scorer, scoring more goals than Kenny Dalglish, etc., etc. What that bloke brings to the game currently. Any other player, you'd drop him. We're playing him until he plays back into form. It's almost unbelievable. He's going to carry on playing that bloke, and he's done it before, Klopp, playing players that he should be saying, you know what, mate, have a few weeks off. He'll carry on playing them until we will score a goal or plays himself. But it was just abject, the whole thing. Matip, bang average. Our left back, right back, bang average. Konate had a good first half. Henderson's finished. Salah, nothing. Gabko, 2 very difficult game to start his Liverpool career. And I don't see how we're getting. I was thinking 5 minutes before we came on, I was listening to someone on Radio 5 talking about how he wants Klopp gone, etc. Now, that could be a little bit dramatic or a little bit drastic. But I am fully convinced that in a month's time, we will be out of the FA Cup against Wolves probably on Tuesday night, and Real Madrid in the Champions League, because there's just nothing, absolutely nothing there. We're rolling over and dying in the games against Brighton and Brentford. Never mind, I watched the Manchester derby this morning and it was refreshing. You saw a Man United team that were doing what we've been doing for the last few seasons, but I don't see. Even speaking to Andrew watching the game, I said, "What precisely is our brand of football? What is our brand of football? There's no quick breaks anymore. There's no individual skill or give and goes or anything. What brand of football is it that we actually play? What is it? Brighton today opened us up like a tin of sardines at least 3 times. It could have been 6. And which there's nothing there. I'm just very, very confused, very, very confused with where we're at, really. Some very, very abject performances.
Okay, well, that's pretty damning. Karim?
I just feel like the midfielders are detached from the defence. We're not counter-pressing. We're not pressing all together. I feel like there's too many. Like the front line, basically today, it's a new front line. They've never played together, and they've got to get used to it. It's like without Nunes, Salah, I think, and who we're going to have we've got Jota and Diaz injured, so it was probably meant to be Diaz, Salah, and Nunes. You know, and then that's completely scrapped. So we've got to play with a new front line, midfield. Fabinho's lost it for a little while. I don't know. Right at the beginning of the season, he didn't play him for a little while. He started losing it a little bit towards the end of the season. Last season, he needs to get back to form. I don't know whether the amount of games he's played last season, if that's still affecting him, or what. You know, World Cup has just gone by. He
didn't even play in the World Cup though, did he?
Yeah, well, this is it. But taking part, going out there, he's part of the training sessions. You know, getting knocked out and not actually winning it probably demoralised him. There's a lot going on, and I feel like maybe the book that was released by Lindegaard, was it?
Pep Linders.
Pep Linders maybe gave away too much of us.
Lindegaard, I like it.
Yeah, maybe why are you letting our secrets out? You know,
he may as well be called Lindegaard, isn't it?
Yeah, well, this is it. You know,
he dropped his guard.
Yeah, he's dropped his guard. I don't know. Since that book, a month after, it's like everyone's worked out how to play against Alexander-Arnold. You know,
it's not the book. It's not the book.
I know. But you know,
it's not the book.
But there's detachment. I feel like our midfielders slow. I feel like they with the front line, the midfield, they're not moving at the same pace. When we're supposed to attack as a unit, we're not doing it.
Klopp said something quite interesting in the press conference I saw. He said that it's my fault. I set the team up. I put the players on the pitch. I can't make the challenges for them, though. And we're not winning our battles on the pitch. And that is why we're in this position. And a journalist asked him, is this the end of this team now? And he said, well, I understand why you're asking that question. But, you know, for me, I don't see the end. We're in a very bad moment. It's true. And, I think Klopp was very honest. He looked really upset. I haven't seen him like that. He looked demoralised almost. Do you know what I mean? And he's normally comes out fighting a little bit, or he complains about something to do with the other team. There was no complaints. He was he was almost demoralised, like he was drained. And yeah. I think he's fed up with watching what he's watching, and I mean, for me, look, I think there's a number of reasons. I don't think it's because Mane's not in the team anymore. I don't buy that. We have too many players who are not playing at their level. Too many. Alexander-Arnold, Robertson, Henderson, Fabinho, Van Dijk before he got injured, Matip. Alisson's the only one, really, who's played to a good level this season. And even he can't save everything. If he's left exposed, people are going to score goals against us. I think Nunes, for me, has come into the team and he's done well. He showed a lot of promise as far as I'm concerned, and he's a nuisance. When he's in the team, he's always involved in the game. People talk about Andy Carroll. Listen, Andy Carroll was never involved in the game like Nunes. And yes, his finishing needs to be worked on, but he's 22 years old. And for me, he's going to be a great player for Liverpool. But at the moment, we've got too many players not informed, too many injuries up front. I mean, we haven't got Jota, we haven't got Diaz, we haven't got Firmino. Now,
I think you've got to get away from this. I'm bored of listening to the same thing, to be honest. I mean, Firmino, Jota, Diaz, it's bollocks. It doesn't matter who's playing up top because we can't retain the ball.
What I mean is he's got no options.
What doesn't matter? He's got options. He's got 5 players on the bench and he doesn't play them. Curtis Jones has been at Liverpool for 7 years. He's not getting a kick of a football. When this is the worst midfield in 6 years, and Curtis Jones can't start a game of football. Now, I don't know whether there's a problem there or how good or bad he is, but if he can't start a game of football now, same for Navigator. If they can't start in this current midfield, then if we do buy Bellingham and Rice and someone else in the summer, for argument's sake, they're never going to play football for Liverpool. Mm-hmm. How can these players not play? He's bought these players. These players have been bought from the club as a club to perform. And whether they're there or not is neither here nor there. Salah shouldn't be playing himself. Salah was so badly out of form. Harvey Elliott, he's made Harvey Elliott into this midfielder. Harvey Elliott's not a midfielder. Harvey Elliott should be playing where Salah plays. Now, Salah hasn't kicked the ball for us for God knows how long. Give him a little.
Who did he bring on as a sub? Who did he bring on?
Four at the same time. I brought Gomez on. He brought Keita on. He brought Doak on.
All right. Ben Doak.
And Ben Doak, Gomez,
Keita,
and Elliott.
What about Carvalho?
No. So I'm bored. I mean, there's no excuses for me. You could talk about Diaz, Firmino, blah, blah, blah. For me, Oxlade-Chamberlain doesn't get in Brentford's side. Oxlade-Chamberlain doesn't get into Aston Villa's side a few weeks ago. Oxlade-Chamberlain doesn't get into Brighton's side. We persist with this bloke. What does that tell you about what we're doing as a club? Now, there's players on the bench, Carvalho or Elliott.
What happened to Badgertek? Didn't he come on?
Yeah, I think he wasn't on the squad. He's got a little injury. But, these players are just... I'm not really understanding why he will play out of form players. I mean, Salah must be the first name on the team sheet before Alisson. And the bloke's playing terribly, absolutely terribly. That's where Harvey Elliott really shone for Blackburn, playing where Salah plays now. They tried to get him into this Liverpool. He's not a midfielder. He's not a player that's going to play behind Salah. Give him a chance, man. Play someone in their deserved position. But we don't retain the ball. We don't get the ball back quickly. We give it away far too quickly, and we get run through midfield. So I don't care who plays up front. To be honest, we're not the team of, and this is what people have got to understand. The team of 4 seasons ago, and I had a little chat with someone earlier who was talking to me about we nearly won 4 competitions. We never fucking nearly won 4 competitions last season. Okay, we won the Carabao Cup, won the FA Cup. And this has been a gradual decline. We've not really, we still haven't replaced the postman since he left, I think. Wijnaldum, the energy that bloke brought to our midfield, was...
Also the robustness. He was always playing all the time. Played every game almost for Liverpool while he was there.
Just like our midfield is just like jelly. It's like blancmange. They just go right through us. Today, it was frightening to see how quickly, and it's not the first time. I mean, Brentford did it to us the other week. I mean, from defence to attack right through the middle in seconds, and you're hanging on for dear life at the other end of the pitch. And today, and against, we're talking about Brentford scored 3 against us. Brighton scored 3 against us. We should have gone out to Wolves in the FA Cup last weekend.
They should have scored 3.
We got lucky with that decision, I think. He's got to, and then he comes out on Friday in his press conference, what really winds me up, and says it's not all about buying players, and we can't always buy our way out of whatever. Well, what is the answer? Playing the Ox, or playing Matip, or playing Henderson, who's made out of fiberglass? I mean, it's royally taken the piss out of our fans. I mean, because this should have been the best it's been for a generation. And when you talk about the best it's been for a generation, it should last for a few years. It should last for a couple of seasons. Okay, we finished second twice to Man City. Happy days. But, and we know Man United have spent fortunes. But we just, as a club, haven't gone on. I mean, you have to believe that the reason we're not going to buy a midfielder this winter is because Bellingham's going to come in the summer. It has to be. There's no. I mean,
he's giving his whole family a job, isn't he? His dad's going to be the scout. The mum's going to be in the kitchen, in the canteen. Everyone's coming. His brother's coming.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's an argument about that as well. I'm not too keen on things like that, but it's a very painful watch. Very painful watch.
Yeah, I mean, for me, look, I agree with some.
When Brighton fans sing Adam Lallana, he left because you're shit. That's what they were singing today.
Yeah, but Brighton fans are idiots.
No,
they are. No, listen, I've been about the game.
It's the irony when you get the piss taken out of you like that. Is what I'm talking.
Let them say what they want, man. You know what? Listen, let me say one thing. The Brighton fans. I've been at Anfield with the Brighton fans, and I was sitting near them. Last year when we drew 2-2 at Anfield, and they're disgraceful. Some of the things they say and some of the things they chant, they're idiots, man. You know, look, they've got a great team. They really have. They've got a very good side right now. They play good football. I like watching them, but the fans are idiots, you know, because they've done nothing yet. What have they done? They're playing well, okay, but you haven't won anything. You know, for me, look, Liverpool, right now, this reminds me of the COVID season when we won the title the year after, defending it. Liverpool have become a hard team to watch. They're not enjoyable to watch anymore. Now, last season, you say we didn't come close to winning all the competitions. We came really close, closer than anyone has ever come. And yeah, we got lucky in the cup finals and we won them on penalty shootouts. You know, everyone said we won 2 cups without scoring a goal. Yeah, I get all of that, but we played well in those games, and especially in the semi-final against Man City, that 3-2 win against them was excellent. Look, last season we were close. I was in the ground against Wolves last season when Man City were 2-0 down, and the feeling of euphoria, I've never felt that before in a game. Even when I was at the Champions League final when we won that, I didn't feel that. That feeling in the ground when we could actually have witnessed Liverpool winning the league at Anfield. It was unbelievable. They say sometimes you can feel an atmosphere. That's the atmosphere. I've never felt that atmosphere before.
It was.
For me, and then in Champions League final, come on. Their goalkeeper was man of the match. We hit the post. He made some unbelievable saves. You know, so look, we were close. And I think it's a culmination of things. I think it's the mental and physical exertions they made last season. It's not addressing the midfield area. That's another mistake Klopp has made this season, or the club has made, because they were in for that Tuchemeni who went to Real Madrid. But they should have had another plan for someone else. You know, we needed a midfielder. Just something to freshen up the team, because you need legs in that midfield. And Henderson, like you say, is finished now. You can't do what he did a few years ago. Fabinho's not in form. Thiago's not that box-to-box player. So we needed an industrious midfielder. Yeah, and we failed to do that. And so the combination of that, the previous season, or the exertions to do what we did. And, you know, I think it's mentally and physically, they're not right this year. Sorry. And so for whatever reason, there's going to be an overhaul this summer, that's for sure.
Yeah, but you can't overhaul or no overhaul. You've got to, I mean, how far back do you have to go? I mean, you're talking about a team that we watched at Anfield, last game of the season, that could have gone to win the league, finish in the top 4, well, finish second. But how can you go from finishing second and nearly winning everything to maybe finishing 9th or 10th this season? Because I've got to tell you.
That's probably where we're going to finish.
Well, okay,
that's probably where we're going to finish.
But listen, that's a colossal collapse.
Yeah, it is. But, you know, the reasons are there for that. The reasons are there. Last season, look, just hold on a minute, one sec. We played every single game. Every single game we could have played, we played it.
Right, okay.
Never before has an English team gone that close to winning everything? Never.
And then we made one signing in the summer and we bought Moreno. Not Moreno, what's his name? Arthur. Midfield. We needed a midfielder and we go and buy a bloke called Arthur. I think, buses. Well,
like I said, that's the mistake they made. They didn't have a plan B for midfield. They wanted that Tuchemeni, that French guy. He chose Madrid. And that was it. So they didn't have a plan B. They wanted Bellingham, but Bellingham's lined up for next summer, according to whatever you read about Bellingham. But you need... I get Klopp, and I like Klopp for this as well. He wants who he wants. And he did it with Van Dijk. He waited for Van Dijk. He did that silly signing, Stephen Colker, that year when he signed him. Do you remember he came in for 6 months or whatever. Yeah. He did that, but for me, listen, I think Klopp deserves the credit to turn this round. Give him time to do it, and let's see what happens. I'm not happy. I'm not happy about it at all. I'm not happy. It's really tough to watch.
It's crazy as well. You're looking at Chelsea buying everyone. Whoever any club's linked to, they're buying everyone. And
that's Chelsea's MO. They've always done that. So
but this is what I mean by it. But it's hard to get players in there because when you've got Real Madrid, you've got Barcelona, you've got Chelsea, then you've got Newcastle as well, trying to buy up all the best players that they can. And it's going to make, price is going to be inflated, wages are going to be inflated just because.
Listen, that's the market though. That's football is that's it. The elite footballers cost money. But if you look at a player who wants to go to a Chelsea, for instance, look, Chelsea are worse than us, and that's saying something. Chelsea are worse than us, and they've signed João Felix. He was a really good player. I really like him. And it looks like they're signing that Ukrainian guy that Arsenal wanted, right? Mm-hmm. So, but what does that tell you about the player? The player was tweeting, I'm looking forward to playing for Arsenal, allegedly. I haven't seen it. But now he's going to join Chelsea. So do you want a player that's just a mercenary? Because he's going to go Real Madrid in a couple of years, that guy, if he's any good. He's not going to stay in Chelsea. So, listen, I don't care who they sign. We just need to sign the right players, and I would like I'd like to see us sign someone, a midfielder, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen. If I'm honest, looking at the body language of Klopp, the way, the club, they went and got Gakpo, which he will be a good player as well. There's no doubt about that.
Where does Gakpo play when Luis Diaz comes back?
Maybe in place of Salah when he's not in form. You see, now, when they're all fit, this is what I'm talking about with the forward options. If everyone's fit, Salah ain't going to start every game if he's playing shit. He's going to get dropped. He's going to get dropped.
Well, he's got dropped.
Who have you got now? Who are you going to play
Harvey Elliott. Harvey Elliott can play in his position.
No, that's
where he...
Instead of Salah, he's not going to do that in a league game. Maybe against Wolves, try him there.
Different.
Try him there.
As well, but he's worth giving a go. If we need to improve. If we're going to play like this, it can't happen. We need to try something different. Maybe play defensive and play one up front. He's got to change his tactics. The season.
Klopp needs to sort it out, and Klopp is an intelligent guy. He's not an idiot. He sees what we see. He can't say what we say, but he sees what we see. There's no doubt about it. Someone does not become that successful.
I think there's too much going on. But the club, look, the owners want a new buyer. Okay, they're trying to get money off investment. There's too much going on in the background. We're getting injuries. Players are not coming to us.
No, but the background stuff has nothing to do with the team. The background stuff, the players should not be looking at that.
Yeah. But
I don't think that's affecting team performance.
Yeah,
I think Klopp, he should. I think Yaz said it when we were talking, Yaz, in the week about Klopp being a bit of a yes man. Maybe Klopp needs to stand up and say, Klopp's an elite manager. Klopp needs to say, listen, go and get this flipping guy now, or else I'm gone.
Yeah, it's not that he's not that kind of a man. He is a yes man. He stands there. And there's 55,000 fans in the stadium telling you need a midfielder. And he stands there to tell you that, you can't always buy yourself a player. And yesterday he had it with that reporter, but he said, "Do I need to tell you the money story again?"
I saw that.
Do I need to tell you the money story again?
Yeah,
I think what are you talking about?
I think Klopp as well. Klopp likes the fact that he doesn't do it the Man City way, the Chelsea way.
Yeah, but he likes
that.
No. You see, you have a problem. Klopp likes to work with a small squad, okay, and play a certain system. Now, the problem you've got with that is, we talk about Chelsea, and they've got probably, man for man, one of the biggest squads, okay? Probably deeper than Man City's. Man City's squad's not that deep. Man United's squad is deep. But when you play the system that Klopp insists on playing with the size of the squad that he has, it's a problem. I mean, because there's only so much running that these players are going to do for you. They're not robots. They've run most of them have run their skins out for the last how many seasons. You've replaced this season, for example, Diaz is injured. Currently, Oxlade-Chamberlain is playing in the Mane position. Now, that bloke doesn't play that kind of football. So he has to revert to a different formation, a different system. He tried a little bit of a different system today. He tried to play a 4-2-3-1 apparently today. But, there's an argument to be had. I hear what you say about Klopp, but his stubbornness and his...
All the great managers are. They're stubborn.
No, they are. But you have to eventually see something for what it is. You can't go from losing the league from a point to finishing 10th. That lies with the manager.
Yeah, like I said, he's made a mistake this summer. He didn't address the area.
He should have let some players go. You got Firmino as well. You got Keita and you got Oxlade-Chamberlain. They're all on their last season of their contract as well. How much are they giving in training? This is
maybe no one wanted them. He
didn't even put them in the Champions League. Some of these players into the squad.
Keita's been fit for 3 weeks. Now, last week they're talking about there being a U-turn and keeping him. I mean, it's stupid. And you saw. That's what winds me up. Today, I looked at that team. We'll go back to the game. I look at that team today. That midfield is devoid of anything, devoid of any energy, any strength, any creativity, any leadership, all of those things missing from that midfield. Yet, you've got Keita sitting on the bench. You've got Curtis Jones sitting on the bench. You've got Carvalho sitting on the bench. You've got... And just go out with the same old every single week. It's poor. I mean, if Brentford can beat you, Brighton can beat you. And we were on the back foot from the get-go today. From the first second, it was one of the most uncomfortable games you'd ever likely to see. I mean, you couldn't retain the ball, never won a second ball. Every time they broke forward, they looked like they were going to score. We don't control games of football anymore. We give the ball away too quickly.
Matip gave the ball away for their goal, didn't he? How can you just pass it to somebody else?
He did it the game before as well, didn't he?
It's just, I don't know, man. Listen, well, let's see what happens. I mean, they got a week to stew in there.
On Tuesday against Wolves. We'll go out against Wolves as well.
Oh, we're playing on Tuesday?
Yeah, Tuesday.
FA Cup semi-final.
Oh, nice.
FA Cup replay against them.
We've lost that game, mate. We can't win that game. Not the way we played today. Well, let's see. Let's see what happens.
Chelsea next weekend, and I can't see where the next win comes from. Not the way we're playing, because you only have the other animal that we bred at Liverpool for the last 4 or 5 seasons. Only 2 or 3 players ever scored our goals ever. And the one guy that always scored our goals isn't scoring at all either now. And there you go, in black and white.
We lost the other one as well, Mane.
So there's no...
It's not looking good, man. It's not. What's your prediction then for the rest of the season? Where do you think Liverpool end up?
8th.
8th.
I can't
Karim?
see how. I mean, the top 4, 5.
I feel
6,
like, what is it? Okay. All right, okay.
Chelsea will come.
Look, I feel Man City still will finish up at the top. I feel like Man United will probably finish second. I feel like Arsenal will drop third. And I feel like Tottenham or Newcastle will probably finish fourth. I feel like 7th for us.
Yeah, I think 7th is a good shout. 7th, 8th, around there. I don't see us better than that. I don't think we're better than that. I think we're the 7th best team, maybe the 8th best team in the league. I think Fulham, Brighton, Newcastle, all these teams are better than us right now. You know, I mean, we've got to face the facts. And unless there's some huge turnaround, huge, it's a Hail Mary.
Well, Chelsea will finish above us 100%. Don't worry about that.
Well,
They've got
we'll see.
so many players that they will struggle not to.
Yeah, but that's the problem. They've got too many players.
No.
So the manager doesn't know who to pick.
Eventually, you'll make it stick if you've got the right tools. We don't even have the tools at the minute. I don't know if we'll buy someone in now, but
look, it could all change. Football is a very fragile, and confidence is fragile as well. And it just takes one good result, one good performance, make a signing, like an unexpected signing. Who knows? Who knows what can happen? But the way it looks right now, like you say, 7th, 8th is probably the best we can hope for. 9th, top 10, maybe. But listen, it's very disappointing. This season promised a lot, and it hasn't delivered, and it's just not good enough. And, you know, I mean, I think when we were talking earlier, you know, it's been some of the best football we've ever watched in our lifetime, watching this Liverpool team. But I think that journalist who said to Klopp today, has this team come to the end of its cycle? And I think it looks like it has. And I know Klopp doesn't like that. And he says, well, you know, we played badly, so I understand why you say that. But what does he expect? I mean, there's too many players not performing, too many. And they need to sort it out, man. And I feel for Gakpo, I feel for Núñez, because they've come in and they're the future of Liverpool. And, you know, and they're under pressure as soon as they walked in the door. And look, that's what playing for Liverpool is. The expectations are high. And I like the look of both of them. What I see, I like the look of them. And, you know, we give them a bit of time. And let's look. I think they need to start thinking about next season already and start playing that Ben Doak a bit more. Start playing Badgertek. You know, play these youngsters. Give them this season to bed in to the team, you know? And let's see where we come. What do you reckon, Yaz?
It's yes to all of that. I saw Badgertek play a while back, and I like what I saw with him straight away. But I don't know, mate. I'm lost for words. I really am. I mean, from where we were to where we've gone.
I'm glad we got that on. Listen, I'm glad we got that on video.
What?
You're lost for words.
We're closer to the bottom of the league than we're closer to the bottom of the league than the top of the league tonight.
We've been there before.
It doesn't matter though. This is what I'm saying. I watched Man United today, right? And they've spent a lot of money. And they were, you know, in the time that they've had 3 or 4 managers, Klopp's been there all this time. I don't understand where the foundations of this Klopp thing have gone. This bloke, Ten Hag, has been there 5 minutes. He's slowly given them the identity that he wants. And they're looking at a really, really strong outfit. Yes, they spent money on big money, Casemiro's, Anthony's, and others. But I think we're miles away.
I think the difference that with Man United now is and I saw what Bruno Fernandes said after the game. He said, we weren't a team before. Now we're a team. They're playing as a team now. And they're not playing for themselves. They're playing for each other. And they've got energy. They've got energy. They've got pace. So, listen, Man United have been way off the pace for about 5-6 years. So if they have a good season, good for them. You know, it was bound to happen. It was bound to happen. They were going to come back. You know, we can't be surprised. Man United are doing well. We have to.
What concerns me about us is, I mean, I've watched Liverpool for over 40 years. It's the brand of football that we're. There is no branding of our game. There's no. You can't tell me what our, during the, last 4 seasons, this high press, counter-attacking, we don't counter-attack anymore. We don't high press anymore. We don't contain the ball. What is Liverpool's brand of football?
Well, it's all of those things that you said. That's the brand, but we're not playing it at the moment.
We haven't done it.
We're not playing it at the moment because
the players for a long time.
The players are not informed. They're lacking confidence. They're below form, below par, mentally, physically. There doesn't seem to be any energy in the team anymore. It seems like we lack that energy, that dynamism. I'll put Hugo in it, mate. I'll put Hugo in the team, mate. My mate Hugo there. Put him up, man. Let's see him, man. Hey, Hugo, man. What's going on? Hey, shall I bring Jelly over? You want to see Jelly? Jelly? You want to see her?
Yeah. Right. Let's talk Tuesday.
Yes. Well, we'll see what's happening Tuesday. I mean, I really hope we improve because I'm going up to Anfield soon, to watch the Real Madrid game. That's going to probably be a chastening experience. And I want to go to the Man United game as well. So let's see. Hopefully we can make some improvements. We talk soon. Stay well. Speak later. All the best.
God
bless. Bye.